Isn't it so weird to like be talking to a camera?
Well, it feels normal, but yeah, it's weird. Are you even gonna post this?
No. Good day everyone and welcome to a video I'm sure most of you have been dying for.
I don't think so.
No one has. So if you haven't picked it up through the past year and a half,
17
some
years.
of you little private investigators out there.
You know who you are.
Well, this is crazy. I never thought that I was going to be doing this on YouTube, but it's official. Daniel and I are boyfriends.
We are?
Shut up, pig. That's so great. So there it is.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
How does it feel to be my boyfriend?
I don't know. It feels like I'm
Like
carrying
what?
a cinder block on my shoulder.
That's sweet. So Daniel and I have been dating for a year and a half, almost 2 years. So it'll be 2 years in July. Which is so crazy because we've kept it so under wraps for so long.
Kind of.
Under wraps. We've had a few slips up from like our friends.
Not me.
No, not from us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you kind of in the beginning.
When?
Because you would post pictures of Wolf.
I'm sorry. I found. By the way, I was that friend.
He was the friend.
Hey, yeah, one of my friends called me. Said you found a hut. I was that friend. I was actually.
First of all, I don't sound like that.
Whatever. You were like all whispering when you did it.
No, well,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot that has been behind the scenes that is so crazy to now just be openly talking about our relationship.
Yeah.
It was so
Nice.
crazy. Daniel is my first boyfriend I've ever had. I've dated in the past with just the dating stories, but I've never officially had a boyfriend until this dork over here.
Shut up,
Oh.
pig.
So it's crazy because I've never shared any of my relationships online, and Daniel's been like a lot of my videos recently, and you guys probably have already picked up the fact that
We've just been collabing for a while.
just collabing.
Yeah.
You just like show up here like
Yeah.
every day, and you're still here during the nights.
I never leave.
No, he's like the male version of Miranda. So we thought it would be cool if we talked a bit about how we met and a little bit of our story, our love story, you could say.
Don't call it.
Isn't it so weird to like be talking to a camera?
Well, it feels normal, but yeah, it's weird.
'Cause
Are
we-
you even gonna post this?
No. We thought it would be cute on Valentine's Day to post this. But I don't know. It is very strange. But
Feels
anyways,
right. I think
yes.
you know. You can't, just like you can't force anybody to do anything, you can't force people to be comfortable coming out in a relationship.
Right.
You know, and also like I'm a super private person with my love life, so I didn't introduce anybody to my parents unless they were ready. And you met my mom.
I did. While we were on my book tour. Anyways, I guess let's start at the beginning of how we met. Okay, so I was thirsty AF.
I was busy. I was working 3 jobs. I had just moved to LA.
Oh, busy. Twerking. So I was on Instagram. You know on the popular page, not the popular page, I think it's like the explore page. Sorry, you weren't popular enough.
Don't worry, you'd never showed up on mine anyways.
Oh, please. Somehow a picture of Daniel showed up and I was like, oh my god, he's cute. So I
Which one was it?
It was the picture of you in front of. There was like a few that I saw that I can still
Okay.
remember. You and Hope were in one of the pictures, and I was like, "Who the hell does that blonde girl think she is?"
It's my girlfriend.
There was one where you were like all so dramatic. I'll post the picture here. You were like sitting, and you had like your long hair in front of your face.
yes.
And, or maybe it wasn't in front of.
That was in Venice.
I don't remember, but you were sitting up against that red car, and I was like, "Ooh, he's sexy."
By the way, that was so creepy. It was like an abandoned car in an abandoned parking lot, and I had some random person take the picture of me.
Oh, it wasn't Hope?
No,
Oh.
no, it was just on my phone.
So you were just like, oh, let me have like a.
I was on break from the surf shop when I was working.
So anyways, I realized, so I followed him, and then I realized, like, oh, like, there's no way to communicate. Like, on Instagram, it's just too difficult.
He's too famous. You can't.
No, like, if you, unless you send a picture, which is super awkward.
Yeah. Even back then, I don't think direct messaging was a thing.
No, it was. But you had to send a picture with it, and I was like, I'm not gonna send a picture to a stranger. So then I followed him on Twitter. I found his Twitter. So basically, he DM'd me, and he was like, oh, hi, I'm, like, new to LA. We should meet up for coffee. I work at this place and that place.
I work at NBC. Like, I'd love to meet up for coffee, for business coffee.
Oh, business purposes. Okay.
I didn't know who you were. I didn't know, like, if
what
you
did
were,
you think when I first followed you?
I thought you were spam. I thought you were, like, one of those verified accounts that buys followers. Because it happens, you know?
No, that makes sense.
But I thought
you were very cute spam.
You were very cute.
That's right. So anyways, I was like, oh yes, this is the first step of going on a date. So I was like, yeah, of course. And then he like wanted to meet up at like 8 a.m. and I was like, sweetie, please, I don't get up.
Sweetie doesn't do mornings. I learned that. Nothing before 10:30 a.m.
So eventually we exchanged numbers, and then he realized from my number that I was from Massachusetts. So he
called you Boston boy.
Yeah, he's like, oh, another Boston boy. And then we like figured out we were both from kind of the same area back home where we grew up. I was
from like a very classy place.
And I was from a trashy
No. Both from outside of Boston.
So we were trying to figure out a time that we could actually meet because I was just about to leave for Portugal. So I was about to leave, so I was like, crap, I need to meet up with this boy before I actually have to leave because like I don't want him to find someone else.
Exactly.
Yes. So I was like, I need to snatch him up. He's new to LA. No boys have found him. So we picked a date, like I think it was like the day before I was going to leave. And we chose that because the day before was both of our friends' birthdays.
Yeah.
So I was out with Megan that night, and we were out going to some like bars and stuff. No, it was all straight. And Daniel like invited me to his friend's birthday party, and I was like, I don't want to meet your friends already. Like, I'd be rude.
I looked cute, and I was singing that night. And I got a great cake, and it was like 6 or 7 people.
I would have been so scared. I would have been so shy. I would have not talked to anyone.
In my head, these things sound really good because they're like very like out of a movie or a book, but clearly
not for me. So anyways, he was texting me that night. He ended up going to a bar, and Megan was done with the night. So he was like, oh, you should come meet up with me. And I was like, no, like, I'm getting ready for bed. He was like, come on, please, like, I really want to see you. So I was like, okay, he's begging me at this point. So
I asked you once, let me pull up the receipts.
No, that's going to take too long.
Okay.
So finally, I was just like, you know what, fine. Like, YOLO, this guy's cute, I want to meet up with him. So, Megan and Whitney, we were all out. They were like, you should go, just go. So I went, and I was so nervous.
You took a shot before.
I did. I took a shot. I was so nervous. I took a shot of tequila. Tequila Joey came out for a little bit. It did not help me. I get to the bar. It's a bar I've never been to before. And I'm like so nervous. I don't see you at all. So I'm like, crap.
I was making rounds.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and like maybe I'll see you along the way. And I'm like looking around, you're not there. And it turns out there's like this back room, which you didn't tell me that's where you were.
I was dancing. No, it was literally the quietest bar. It's called Bar Lubitsch in Lubitsch.
Was it?
Yeah, in Hollywood.
So anyways, I walk in and I see him there. Looking
gorgeous.
As handsome as I imagined.
Don't look at my pants though. I was trying a fad.
Yeah, he wasn't dressed that cute. He had like super tight pants on, cowboy boots. That
I love my cowboy. Alright, first of all, my friend was from Texas. It was her birthday that night, so I was being very festive.
I'm thankful that you had better style post that.
Kind.
So anyways, I get there, we start talking.
It was loud.
Yeah, I was nervous.
We went outside.
Yeah, so we went outside.
He looked so cute. You were like this little...
Little?
Yeah, you were so like a little...
I know, I was like looking up
to you. You were. Also, I had like a heel on. I I had
Yeah. What did you think of when you first saw me?
I was in love. No, I thought you were the most handsome boy I've ever seen.
Oh, that's cute. So then we ended up going outside and we walked down Santa Monica Boulevard and we just started talking and found out that both of our parents had like struggles with alcoholism growing up, and we bonded over that like on the first date, which was like super quick.
Yeah. I feel like that's something. It definitely brought us closer together right in the beginning, because I've never been able to open up about that, and I haven't to anyone else except you.
Oh. So then we headed back to the bar, and your friends were like drunk and they were ready to go.
And I wasn't drinking that. Well, I had one drink, but I was like designated driver, like corralling everybody.
Yeah. So they all left, and then I was left at this bar alone. So I'm like waiting for my Uber to get there, and I was like, oh damn, that boy left me here. He didn't even offer to stay behind with me.
Okay, princess.
Kept me wanting more.
Exactly.
So then I was like, oh, by the way, that night you were like talking about how like you wish you had more gay friends. And I was like, oh, like maybe he doesn't like want to be dating.
No, I just didn't like during college, like I had two or three close gay friends and I had none in LA at all. Which was fine, but...
Well, that was confusing to me because then I was like, oh, maybe he just wants to be friends because you left me
of course.
high and dry at the bar. But then you texted me that night and you were like, oh my god, I was so nervous. It was so nice meeting you. I couldn't tell. I was nervous. So then I was like, oh, okay. Like, this is a sign that he, like me, wants to see me again. So then I left for 2 weeks. And during the whole time that I was on the Kentucky trip, we were texting back and forth, and I would I would like rush back to the hotel room and like check to see if I got any texts from him, and I'd be like, oh, like send him pictures of like what I was doing, and
I was doing the same. I was with Hope actually.
You were?
Yeah, I was in the islands in St. Bart's.
You were with her then?
Yeah, she was with me. We were doing a photography job, and
I didn't know she was there then.
Yeah, if you go on my Instagram, there's pictures of both of us.
So crazy.
It was over her birthday too. But yeah, I would like try to get the Wi-Fi on the beach and like be like standing like this, trying to get it and respond to you and send you like pictures of the view and yeah,
that was cute.
We texted every day, like all day, well, as much as we could.
And then finally I got back, and you took me on our very first official date, which was so magical, but we're gonna save that for another video because this is already so long. But that was like the first date that I like, I don't know, like a real official, awesome, thoughtful date. So give this video a thumbs up if you want to see that. But then we started, then you left for a couple weeks.
Fashion Week in New York for 2 weeks, and then I'm in New York, I'm like, so my agent wants me to stay here for another 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to stay.
And he, oh my
god, you guys, he was so dramatic, and
I was not.
You were like gonna call the whole thing off, and I was in New York crying and sad, and
well, it was like, long distance relationships are so hard, and like I just really wanted like this to work between us, but like I was like, is he gonna move there? Like he's like.
Yeah, well, I was a little up and down because I really was missing the East Coast so much, and I hadn't made a lot of friends in LA, and LA's a really tough city to adapt to in the beginning if you don't have like solid friends. Like people don't walk around like New York. It's a little difficult, but But then I came back, I'm like, okay, I have free airfare on JetBlue. I'll come back for a long weekend, and I took you camping, right? We went out to Big Bear for a long weekend, and I don't know if that helped or not because he was such a brat.
No, this is the thing. Like, for some reason, like I had this big guard up, especially because like we had to be so private about our relationship. I think that hurt us in the beginning. It's not. No, it's definitely not.
Of course it did. It was difficult. Like I had to run out of the room when you were filming, and then people would catch you wearing one of my sweaters, and that's when Janiel Confirmed began. The blue sweater with the rainbow.
And then you with Wolf. But through our relationship, like we've had some ups and downs, but It's all been really good.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
Because of you.
Right, the first 6 months was really tough for me just because, like, it was so new to me and, like, I had never committed to a relationship and then...
You'd always been a hussy.
No, the way that guys treated me before was never how you treated me, so it felt so foreign, and I was just like, oh, I don't like him being nice to me, that's so weird. I was so used to like the douchey guys, so I became accustomed to that, so when someone was finally nice, it was so hard for me to be like, oh, this is what it's like to be in a healthy like relationship where someone cares for you.
My mama raised a gentleman.
Yeah, he's so gentlemanlike, like so romantical, and
you have a little work to do on that. But you're good.
Thank you. So, yeah, flash forward, like, to now, here we are. We live together, we have 2 dogs together, and we're in love.
We are.
Yeah. I think the first time I said I love you to Daniel was...
a long time after I said it.
Oh my god, okay, so he said I love you, like, after a month of dating.
Okay, first of all, the second you see somebody, you know if you love them.
Aww.
You do. Like, at least that's... I've only been in one big relationship other than us in my life, and it's special. Like, you feel it, and I felt it. And I was also leaving to New York for, like, 2 to 4 weeks, so I'm
So you had to lock me in.
I had to lock you down.
You scared me away with that.
So whatever, I said it, and you started crying at the airport.
I was crying before. Anyways, I said it, I think it's about to be a year from now in a couple days. It was like right after Valentine's Day last year. That's when we kind of got back together after we had a bit of a break, which could be another separate
Which is not going to be another story, so I'm gonna throw down, I'm gonna fight you.
But if you guys didn't know, Daniel is Romanian. So a long time ago when we first started dating, I asked my friend Evelina, how do you say I love you? And she taught me it's te iubesc. So we were like laying down on this lounge chair.
We broke into
a house.
It was this like mansion.
It was for sale.
Yeah, it was for sale.
So
it was like some mansion.
Anyways, we're laying there and I just like say te iubesc. And he like was like, and he started like crying.
I'm like, okay, let's do this.
So happy.
It was very sweet.
So yeah, and now here we are. My first Valentine's Day with someone. I've never had a Valentine. You're my first one ever. So thank you.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. I love you.
Oh, I love you. This is so weird. Okay. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The confirmation is there. Daniel and I are a thing.
A thing.
A thing.
Nasty.
What?
We're in love.
We're in love. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and Daniel will see you next time. Good and bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I'm currently at Superwoman Lily's movie premiere for Trip to Unicorn Island. This is absolutely insane. I'm freaking the heck out. Go!
Whoa!
Woo! Oh, it's like glitchy. Is yours going slow?
God, I can't run with it.
Come on, bounce.
Oh my gosh, go!
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.